Well, hello there, world. Welcome to the fabulous Rebel Rally. We're here at Rebel Rally Live, presented by Toyota. I am Emmy Hall, and here is my friend Matthew Johnson, who, by the way, is wearing some very casual shorts for this evening's show because it's been a little warm today.
She's just letting you guys in on our chat right before the camera turned on. I'm like, maybe this is too casual for our show. It is what it is by now.
No, man, it's all good.
The sun is finally giving us a break and going down. It's so beautiful in the desert when the sun is not trying to burn you.
Yes, it's not trying to murder you.
Yeah. What a big day today, and a challenging day in like many new directions, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely. We had, well, first of all, we need to thank Mapbox. Because Mapbox has really enabled us to be out here remote by allowing us to, pre-run the course and do all of the things that we needed to do before we get here. And then, of course, total chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these whipped out roads here.
Yeah,
you need some total chaos.
If you guys aren't aware of total chaos yet, if you kind of get into the family, you'll meet Nicole. Her nickname is Chaos, and she does loads of the pre-running with Emily.
Right.
And, so they use project vehicles, Seabiscuit and Princess and other. Anyway,
yeah.
Total Chaos, awesome part of the family.
Absolutely.
Here that makes being off-road here in these remote places possible.
Yep, just a little bit more comfy.
Yeah.
But no, we're here at the end of stage 4, end of day 4 at Base Camp 2, and today was a really interesting day for competitors. They had a very, very challenging cross-country enduro that was put together by Jimmy Lewis, and Jimmy Lewis takes no prisoners when it comes to Dakar-style navigating. So they had a lot of new verbiage that they had to learn and look up and try to remember while they're going. They had the choice of making their on-route enduro either very difficult for navigating or very difficult for driving. However, it was the same points all the way around. So that's where you're like, no, I'm the better navigator. No, I'm a really good driver. Like,
right.
Which one do you choose if there's
really
no point incentive,
For sure. I hope we do this whole project, justice, that it's by Jimmy Lewis. This is the guy that trains Dakar winners on motorcycles. Like, he's pretty rad. So, and it's also cool to be bringing the Dakar-style route book into this event.
Yeah, because, when we first started, we didn't have that. We had the route books, but we didn't use all of the FIA abbreviations, and now we're starting to bring those in, and that is really cool, because then that means that once you learn that, you can go out and do some other motorsports event, like maybe the Sonora Rally. Maybe you can get yourself ready for Rally du Maroc, or any of those FIA-sponsored rallies. You can get in there and you can be like, yeah, I know this road book because I did the Rebel Rally, and I got all these abbreviations down, which is pretty darn cool.
So in addition to that, what else did today look like?
Well, it was interesting too, having between over there in Spangler, off-road via open OHV area. OHV, thank you, out there in Spangler. So they had their choice to do their checkpoints over there in any order they wanted to. But apparently there were some ways, if they tried to go to a direct route, might have been a little whooped out, a little rough to get to, and some checkpoints were much quicker to go to. So I think that there was probably a lot of time management problems over on that side of the course, because suddenly you're like, wait, this was only 2 kilometers and we've been at this for 15 minutes.
Right, and you realize for those 2 kilometers you're going like 12 miles an hour, and that's almost too fast.
Yeah.
For anyone new to off-road, will you tell them about whoops?
Whoops. Whoops is every trophy truck's dream and every limited car's nightmare. It's where, it just happens by a road getting a lot of use. Every time you get a little bit of wheel slippage, you get a little bit of dirt that comes out behind those rear wheels, and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit.
Everyone's been on a dirt road that's bumpy and annoying and bumpy, right?
Right.
Well, imagine that to the 10th degree.
So you can get whoops that are like this, that can be like 2-3 feet deep. And if you've got a long travel system like you have on a trophy truck, fine, you can go 100 miles an hour. But these vehicles, most of these vehicles have 8
Yeah.
10 inches of travel at the max. So that means that you really have to slow down. You really have to take care of your suspension components. And that means
you could get seasick.
You could just.
So that's whoops. Anyway, the point is they can really slow your day up if you're not prepared for what the terrain is going to be on those little roads on the maps.
Right, exactly. So we're going to talk to some competitors later to see how they were able to handle some of that navigating up in there. But, coming in at the end of day 4 as a competitor, I can tell you a couple of things where I think these competitors are feeling. Number one, they're probably like, man, do I need a shower?
Yeah.
Man, do I need a shower?
Should I take a shower or should I sleep more?
No, I was always the sleep more person. I really stank by the end of this thing. But, it was hot today, and I'm sure that there's a lot of people that actually just want to, freshen up a little bit. But also now competitors have spent a lot of time in a vehicle together, and it might have gotten a little testy in some of those vehicles. I mean, you can't help it. It's just going to happen.
We haven't talked about the phenomena of day 3 so much, have we?
Well, no. I mean, we have. Day 3 is where some of those things start trickling in, where you might get a little short with people, and then day 4 it can all really come out. But teams often have a safe word, and that's a way to acknowledge, hey, you know what? Maybe I messed up. So I'm just going to say smelly camel. And that means that I know I messed up. You know I messed up. We're going to be throw it behind us and let's just keep on going.
Just keep on moving.
It's a way to break that tension in the car while not having to, grovel for forgiveness.
Yeah,
let's
there
put
we
it that
go.
way.
Well, as a few more cars are coming in, let's check out what Katie's got over here on the finish line.
I'm super excited to catch these two tonight because I was talking with them in the mechanics last night, and Sarah changed their shock on course yesterday, which is amazing to me. And I can't believe how happy they are today. Clearly they've had a buzzing day. Tell me about it.
Today? So I think it was a navigation day that we had some hiccups. So we kind of went off course right off the bat. I don't think I was awake with coffee. So I feel bad that I'm a Marine and I got lost in navigation this morning. But we did get a couple of the green check marks, but we're back safe and the truck runs and we're back here safe. We had our...
My husband's Marine and they navigate very different to Rebels, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It threw me off, and I only had 3 months to train for navigation.
Wow.
So she called me in June and I'm here today. So we've been pretty on point, but there was some little issues, just communication, and we got the call on the satellite phone, so the satellite phone definitely works.
Nice to know. And Sarah, why the big grin on your face? How did your third teammate go today?
Well, I'm happy the third teammate's running well, but I honestly think today was a breakthrough for the team period. The whole team. It was just a great. It was a rough day, but it was necessary to bring us all closer together. So.
This is what it's all about. I love it when I see the breakthrough.
We had team 3 day on 4 day. We had the team 3 day on 4 day.
Day 3 on day 4. I get it. Totally get it.
All the kinks out. So.
Well, I'm so glad I caught you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Now, we don't have a lot of teams in, so I think we're going to throw back to Emmy and Matthew, and I'm going to go find some teams to interview.
All right. Thank you, Katie. We all love those defenders. I'm so glad that they're still running. I mean, I just love hearing that diesel rattle on those things.
It does. It's really cool.
You look at them and you're like, man, that's so old. And I just love how analog they are.
And when, everybody's got that, when the world melts down, it'll be these and old Mercedes driving around on oil or whatever. You can just pour more motor oil in the tank and it'll run.
It'll run forever.
Yeah.
I know. I just adore those things. They're just lovely. Now, we have an ultimate giveaway with many, many, many prizes that you can win. So all you need to do is go over to our website, rebelrallylive.com, and then up there on the top, you'll be able to have a little drop-down menu, and that will take you to a sign-up form. All we need is your name and your email, and just set that in, and look at all of this stuff you can get. It's printed too small, so I can't really read it from here.
We've
but
never actually read the whole list.
Well, we don't have time.
Yeah,
it's
you
over
can go on the website and
$3,000
see
worth of stuff.
Fancy pictures of the whole list.
Max Tracks.
It's
Hey, I think that's my Rivian from last year. Max Tracks, a bunch of stuff from Yeti, the Yeti cooler. I actually have one of these. I love it because it's so small and it fits in my small car really well. The Yeti coolers, the Coolo cups. I've had cold drinks all day long because of that, and it's been great. We've got Demo's shovel, scrub blade, windshield wipers. I mean, there's so many things that you can get in this giveaway package. So rebelrallylive.com.
Yeah.
And
great.
of course,
check it out.
Yeah, please tell your friends, because sometimes maybe if you've got all that gear but your friends don't, tell your friends, have them sign up for that. Just name and email. And with that, Matthew, let's go to commercial.
Let's do it. We've got some cool commercials, it turns out.
I love the commercials here.
I like watching them. Let's check them out.
At Total Chaos, we believe in pushing everything to the limits and testing everything in our arsenal. We design our equipment to perform in brutal environments and some of the harshest off-road terrain. And because of that, we have been trusted to pre-run every mile of the Rebel Rally for the last 6 years. Welcome to the chaos.
I really created the Rebel to have a proving ground for people, products, and vehicles. It doesn't matter how your vehicle's powered, whether you have a traditional petrol vehicle or you have an electrified vehicle.
This year we have the standard 135 kilowatt hour battery pack. That has an EPA rating of 314 miles, but that's in ideal conditions.
We are real world testing these vehicles in the way that people want to use them. They want to go out and adventure. They want to go camping in the car that they often are doing the daily commute in.
So we are a little bit lower than some of the other vehicles. Some of the 4x4s, of course, have lift kits and things like that on them. So I think for us, in addition to range, vehicle clearance is very important.
Last year we had 2 electrified vehicles, one EV in the 4x4 and one PHEV in the X-Cross class. And this year we have 7. It's an exciting program for us, and we're learning a lot. And the companies that are involved are learning a lot.
I love how with the Rebel they've also taken the renewable innovations who gives us the power to change how the base camps work as well and make those greener.
It was also important to us that we worked on having a program that powers these cars with renewable power. We can't have those cars not able to be powered in the desert. So that's what's been really exciting about working with the renewable innovations. They had large-scale solutions and experience and problem-solving skills, and we needed that.
This year we brought back the same vehicle because last year was in our minds like a science experiment, a little bit of a beta test. So we decided we wanted to come back and give it a go and go for a win in an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome.
What would you see through your windshield if it were scrub blade equipped? Scrub blade, built for life's adventures.
Welcome back to Rebel Rally Live, brought to you by Toyota. Hey, did you notice who was in that electrified commercial? Oh, it was me.
Oh,
it was me in the Rivian.
What a star.
I know. Hey, I think Katie's got the leading crossover class over there at the finish line.
She does. I've been looking forward to hearing from them.
Yeah, I want to hear their story.
Katie.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Chris Benzie and Melissa Fisher, now Melissa Clark, and I've had the pleasure of hanging out with her husband today, who took us all around Jawbone Valley, which was really nice. He's doing well, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, great.
So tell me how your day went.
Oh, I think it went really well. I mean, I felt like we really hit a lot of the key checkpoints and we really paced ourselves today. I really appreciate the timing and knowing like we have this long to do this portion of the course and I think that just helped us get down the track in the course of the day.
Now, what about this new system where you can go in any order? How did that work out for you?
I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, I might let the navigator.
I heard a rumor of a wide miss, a really wide miss.
Well, there was a really wide miss. We got a lot of mileage for that wide miss, but we recovered well because then we knew where we were. So this area has a lot of roads, a lot more than are on the map, and so it's very easy to get disoriented, and we did. But then we had the ability to correct with having all the checkpoints and you pick and choose. Oh, cool. We could pick and choose. So we kind of said we're going to anchor to the highway, and then we're going to go and kind of pop in and get this one, pop in and get that one, and we stayed anchored instead of being like unanchored. So it was fantastic. And then the second half, the Enduro was beautiful. Jimmy Lewis rode it, and it was
like a Dakar Enduro. Well, he's done the Dakar, so it's a different type of Enduro than you're used to, correct?
I haven't done a Dakar, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I certainly enjoyed it. I mean, from a driver's perspective, it was set up beautifully. I mean, there were portions of time where Chris had to bring me down because I was actually laughing as I was driving because it was gorgeous, and you could actually pick up some nice speed. The turns were gorgeous. Everything about it was really amazing. And I think in the way, I haven't done Dakar either, but I think in the way of like knowing kind of your heading and just continuing on along. And the road book was great. I mean, it was perfect. You could read exactly where you were and knew. So when we clicked, we hit everything that we on the course.
Brian said you would be having fun out there today, so I'm glad to hear that you were. And thank you so much. I'll let you get back to the other competitors, and we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
Now, just before we go back to Emmy and Matthew, and Emmy, I want you to describe to everyone what you were talking about today with the cap heading and the difference. But anyway, before we go there, I just had to grab one of my favourite rebels. Hello.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm great. What have you two been up to today? Now, these are staff. I'm old rebel, but we've got
Pat Shirley, who drove in the second year and thoroughly enjoyed it, and ever since then I come back and I work. It's great. I love it.
And here with your son, which is even better. What did you guys do today?
We woke up down south in Barstow. We pre-ran some road book that they're going to run yesterday. So I spent all day doing that yesterday and got Barstow and got north today. So we're back with the rally, which is nice. We're kind of out on our own, a couple hundred kilometers away from the event for a couple days. So yeah, back up here and pre-ran the road book and just checking for any damage with weather and just do that final touch on the road book. So it's off getting printed and our job's done there. So now we're back kind of hanging out and chasing down competitors, doing checkpoints.
And I know you always make this a really special mother-son event, right? You get to spend time with each other, and I think that's really special. And love chatting with you, and I can't believe I haven't seen you both very much this rally.
We've been out doing getting ready for the Enduros, and so we get out and then we come back in. But this last one's been it's going to be long, so it took us a day and a half to get it done.
And fun fact before we go, the last time I was on the rally, there was a tyre changing competition, and you two won it, correct?
Smoked.
Yes, we won it.
By a wide margin.
By a wide margin. We smoked it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great to see you guys.
Impact wrench, so we
Mom was on the impact wrench. Okay, thank you so much. Back to you guys, Emmy and Matthew.
All right, thanks,
so cool
Katie.
to see Pat
I
still
know,
hanging out.
Pat's amazing.
She did it in her turquoise and white Ford Bronco.
Yeah, we called it the Bronchosaurus.
The Bronchosaurus.
Yeah,
okay.
that was the name. That thing was so cool. It's so, you know what, we've had the Bronchosaurus, and now we have the Roaming Wolves vintage Bronco.
Sure.
It's just so cool. We need to get a vintage Jeep in this thing.
So as you can see on the video there, a lot of vehicles are back. In fact, most, or if not all, are back. And the reason is, like Emmy brought up earlier, it's just a 1 minute interval this morning when we left camp. So when they leave and only 1 minute interval out, then they all are back sooner.
Yeah, but it was a 10.5-hour day. So, people were still out there for quite a long time. But you know what? They all left a little bit earlier, so it brings them back into base camp earlier.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you can follow us live right here at rebelrally.com/live. And we are at Rebel Rally on Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagrams. And, they tell you to never read the comments, but I think we have some comments.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, cool.
Laura Fino loves us.
Loving the rally. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Yeah,
that makes me so happy. All right, what else do we got?
Luckily, our comments are parsed.
Ooh, check it out. That Defender is legendary.
Yes,
100%. Babuino? Do you know what does that mean a baboon?
Babuino? I don't know.
That's amazing.
That's fantastic.
That makes me so happy.
We'll see if we got
we
another
love to
thing.
see all of your comments, so please be sure to leave them on our Facebook feed or on the YouTube feed. You know, if they're funny by Il Babuino, like, you know, maybe we'll post them up. We don't know.
Awesome. Well, we still have a lot of different things to get to tonight for you. We've got a couple teams to chat with. I've got my Mapbox Minute coming up. We've got all kinds of fun
but
here.
Right now, we are going to go back to a piece that we recorded before the rally about Team 155, which, again, is one of our old vintage Defender teams. So let's roll that clip and see what they were doing before the rally.
Hi, it's Katie Kunkel here from the Rebel Rally, and I am catching up with Liza Beres and Jenna Fribley. Did I say their names right?
Yep, you did.
Perfect. So these are rookies, Team 155, Team Full Sail. And now I'm looking at a vehicle behind you, Jenna. Is that the vehicle that you're competing in?
No, this one's a little older. We're competing in the vehicle that's right behind Liza. But this just demonstrates kind of our kindred, interests, which are these old Land Rovers. This is a 1957 Series 1 long wheelbase, I think. Let me look. Yeah, that's a longer wheelbase. And then I don't know if you can see the one outside. It's bright out there, but that one is my daily driver. It's a 1966 Series 2A 88 station wagon.
Oh, wow.
For Land Rover nerds.
These ladies know and love their Land Rovers. And then back to the actual rally car behind you, Liza, which is the classic British safari truck. Can you do a little walk around and just tell us a little bit about her? And does she have a name?
This is Fender. We've owned this vehicle almost since it was brand new. It was my husband's first vehicle back in Canada when he was still a teenager, and he took me on our first date in this car. And when we got married, we drove away in this car, and I learned how to drive standard in this car. So this one has a lot of history, but it actually took until the birth of our daughter, who decided to name it Fender when she was a toddler. So this is Fender. It's a 1994 Land Rover Defender 90. It's a V8 North American spec. There's something about doing it in this one, doing it in a more classic vehicle, maybe not full vintage yet, but classic vehicle, was the type of challenge that we were more interested in. And it certainly has changed our approach to the rally, you know, our framework of what we had to think about in order to make sure that this 30-year-old vehicle is going to get us through 8 days in the desert. Was probably a very different mindset. We probably have enough parts to build almost a second Defender while we're out there. So fingers crossed, we don't need as many as we've packed.
Tell us a little bit about what it's been like training together and how you've figured out that puzzle.
I mean, we got our first real practice, and actually the commitment, the time that we actually committed to thinking, wow, we do want to do this. We went to a training, the actual Rebel training in the spring. And so that was obviously a great way to learn the ropes a little bit, understand what the rally was all about, understand the skills needed, understand the very, specific kind of math and worksheets and all of the tasks that would be entailed in this event.
For sure. The training was where it sort of fell into place for us, and we realized that, hey, we really would be good teammates. Like, we kind of went in hoping that would be the case, but having not really done anything like this together, we weren't sure. And I think how you gel with your teammate is probably the most important element of this whole thing. So we wanted to make sure going in, before we committed to this, that we kind of knew what that felt like. And by the end of day one, we were like, oh my God, I hope I get in off the wait list. And we did. They contacted us about 10 days later and said, congratulations, a spot has opened up. And so we went, we're doing this. Okay, let's do it.
Well, we're rooting for you. And I think you're probably already getting the sense now of different teams. You build alliances in the rally, and you'll be starting that already with the rookies that you've been talking to. And I think when you find your posse out there, you're all going to get across the finish line together, and that's what it's all about. And I can't wait to meet you both in person. And I look forward to revisiting those untold stories.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wow, what a cool story.
I know, and I love that their T-shirts are the Underpowered Hour.
Yeah, it's a podcast about rovers that she hosts.
Oh, it's just great. As a lover of underpowered cars, I appreciate it.
Dude, and how do you beat the name Fender
You
for an old
can't.
rover?
You can't.
A winner.
I know. It's simple, elegant, gets the point across.
So cool. Wow, it's great to get those backstories. And we got to remember we've got 53 other women teams out here with backstories interesting
that
like
are
that.
just as cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah, speaking of which, I think Katie's got someone for us at the finish line. So take it away, Ms. Kunkel.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Crystal and Kara, team 153. How did your day go, ladies?
Today was amazing. So we went through the Red Rock Canyon State Park. We were doing like sand dunes, kind of going downhill with Joshua trees into the sunset, and then we finished with probably the coolest enduro we've ever done, going like traversing dunes, and it was phenomenal. We had a really cool day.
I'm seeing so many smiling faces today. Like today's been a turnaround day for everyone.
Completely. I think just the scenery and kind of getting through that day 3, like the challenge of that, and then day 4 was like, okay, we're out here doing this, and it's phenomenal.
Now tell us how your third teammate did today.
She did awesome. So I gave her a really easy time on a lot of those whoops, and she held true. And actually, the really great part about the Tundra is we've got a lot of cameras. So when we crest some of these dunes, we've got visibility. We can see the trail. That's really helped us out a lot. I think we'd be getting out a lot, spotting a lot more. And yeah, she did awesome.
Okay, great. And how are you doing over there?
Great. I'm ready to get a really, really delicious meal from Drew Duckman.
Me too. Well, I'll let you go into impound. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
So who have we got here? Most of the teams have actually come in. If you look behind me, Will, or actually you can probably look over my shoulder because you can see they all came in quite early today. So let's go back. Actually, come with me. The wire will follow. Where's Colin? Colin, you have to run. We're going to get Colin a workout. He hasn't run much. Drop my thing. We're going to go over and talk to Courtney. Hey, Courtney. I'm just giving my guys a bit of a workout running across the street. They haven't done much today. How's it going? Great. So Courtney and her husband Riley are what's your official title?
We are Base Camp Operations.
Base Camp Operations. So when we arrive at these mini cities, they're the ones that make sure they are there. And Steph, as you've met before, make sure everything inside is absolutely beautiful. But take us through a little bit of like what you do throughout the year and how you get prepared for this, and then what goes on behind the scenes with your team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that for us, a lot of it is the things you don't even think about, but we need bathrooms out here. We need water out here. We need showers. Showers are something we provide. Washing your hands, the infrastructure to support the kitchen. I mean, all of that we need to pre-plan because we're working with vendors a year ahead of time to make sure that. And then when we give them the GPS coordinates and we tell them, we need you to come into the middle of the desert, that's a whole nother conversation that we have to have.
And they often get lost and you have to go find them.
We hope they don't get lost, but it does happen.
Now, can you tell me what it is you're holding?
This is one of our flags. So this beautiful city we have to start breaking down tonight, actually, because we are moving on to our next base camp tomorrow. So competitors come in, they go to sleep, and they wake up, and a lot of this stuff is already put away and on its way to the next base camp.
So organized. So look at this Total Chaos flag. Epic. Can't wait to see our Total Chaos cousins down in the dunes. I'm really looking forward. When it starts to get hot like this, you know you're heading down to Glamis. So we're going to go back to Emmy and Matthew. I think they've got an interview. Who have they got over there? Oh, I'll let you guys find out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katie. I'm here with one of my favorite teams. They are the Bronco team of Navigator Pennydale, driver Shelby Hall. Now, you guys, no relation to Emmy Hall, although I used to say that your granddad, the famous Rod Hall, was my granddad. But somehow I didn't have the driving skills to back that up like you do. But you guys are out there, Team 150 in the Bronco. How was your day today?
I think we had an awesome day. And actually, we're getting our scores so quickly. It's crazy this year. And actually, our scorecard shows that we did have a really awesome day. Penny killed it, and I think we had amazing teamwork. How did you feel about today?
Yeah, we had an awesome day. You know, today was a little bit different than other days for the Rebel Rally. We could pick pick the way that we did our checkpoints so that we could do them out of order, which usually we can't. So it was a completely different strategy to go about the day, and we had way more checkpoints than we've ever had.
It was such a long day.
Now, because I saw on the scoring card, it looked like you guys had skipped like checkpoints, some black diamond checkpoints like 7, 8, 9, and then I think it was like 20, 21, 22. Was that just a time management thing, or what was that all about?
Yeah, so that was kind of strategic for us because some of those were lower points, so we were really aiming to get the higher point checkpoints. And then also, you know, we knew that we would have not very much time in the afternoon if we spent more time in the morning in the lower half of the course in Spangler. So what we did is we focused on that, did a whole bunch of checkpoints there, and then boogied over to this side to do the enduro and really get those points there. So we did leave some points out on the table, but it was strategic. There was no way we could get all the points. We tried to leave the low ones there.
Okay, so leave those lower checkpoints, go for those big numbers. All right, I mean,
so Penny does plot everything, so we actually get to see what the whole day could look like if we were to go for every single checkpoint. But you can look at it, and it appears that Emily is actually trying to lure us in areas that are going to take us a really long time to get there.
100%.
Which will totally mess up the rest of our day if we were to try to go there. And so we actually caught on to a few of those today. And so that's why it looks like we left a few points on the table because we would have not made it to checkpoints in the afternoon.
Okay. Now, when we had that cross-country enduro, at one point you could spin off and take either one that was more difficult to navigate or more difficult to drive. Now, fortunately, both of you are great in those arenas, but which one did you choose?
We chose the more difficult to drive.
Okay, so how was it?
So we wanted to see what Jimmy had to offer, what he thinks difficult driving is.
Okay.
And
now, listen, be careful, because if you start saying that, oh, no, it was really easy for the Broncos, and then next time it's going to be harder.
So actually, this whole rally this year has been the hardest driving the rally has ever had. It's been so much fun for me. As the driver, it's been the best driving there has been so far in all the rallies that I've competed in. But the driving for the enduro today was very interesting. We definitely needed low range. I was very glad to have lockers. It was interesting. We had some incredibly steep.
I heard there were some drop-offs, some shelves that were going on.
Yes. Very sandy areas, fun washes. It was great. I'm glad that we chose the difficult driving.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. And then Penny's like, this is easy. I can just navigate this with my sleep.
Yeah, it was not too difficult, but there was definitely still like different sections where if you weren't taking a heading and you were going off on a ridge, it said take a ridge, and you weren't looking over your shoulder and taking that heading, that you're going to get lost. Okay. So we were lucky to not get lost.
And now your Bronco is a 2022 model. It's in the bone stock category, correct?
Yes. Okay. So actually it's a 2021. It's a wild track. It's the only two-door that's competing.
Great.
But we do have the Haas 3.0 suspension upgrade.
Right. So you have the Sasquatch package.
Correct.
Which comes with the Haas and the bigger tires. And does it come with the lift? I can never remember. Or the lift just comes from the tires?
Yes. So it has a little different suspension because it is the wild track.
Right.
And because it does have the Sasquatch package.
Yeah.
We do put BF Goodrich KO2s on it, which does not come with the vehicle.
Right.
But that is the one upgrade that we make to
And
it.
part of bone stock is that you can swap out your wheels and tires, so you guys are still in that. Awesome. You guys did really great today. I don't know if you know where you are in the standings. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Tell us.
We were
do you want to know?
Yes. We do.
Do you want to know for sure?
We do.
Okay, unofficial, but you guys are in third place as of today.
All right.
Yeah. So good podium time for you guys. Podium time in first place.
Thank
or
you.
in your first time in four-wheel drive. So I'm stoked for you guys. We are going to, what are we going to do? I'm going to look at this. Oh, that's right, Katie. Katie, she's always got something. So Katie, take it away. Tell us what you got.
Hi guys, I'm here with Chris and Andrea, and I saw them up in the mechanics bay last night, and I said, what are you doing here, what's wrong? And Chris said, we're just here to make sure these girls have eaten and give them moral support. And this is why these two won the Team Spirit Award last year. It's amazing. Their energy always gives us a pick-me-up, and our team needed a bit of a pick-me-up, so now we've got it, brought it right to you boys in the van. How was your day?
It was gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. This is such an amazing place to be. The enduro is incredible. It was tough. We had a great morning and a really rough afternoon, and it's, you know, the agony of defeat and the triumph of whatever that phrase is, but it's ups and downs. Today was one of those.
And tell us about the navigating today.
Well, it's a little different in the OHV area because you can take any roads and go any direction, so it was a lot of heading and distance, and yeah, it was fun though.
It all looks the same out there to me.
A lot of it looks the same, yeah, but if you keep track of where you are and where you're going, then it helps.
See, you've always got to know where you are so you can know where you're going. Such a life lesson, isn't it?
Isn't that true?
So these two are just true leaders in the Rebel community, and we thank you for that all the time, and we'll let you go inside and hang out with everyone else, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Katie.
Now we're going to head over here to a Bronco. I'm going to make these guys run back across the road. Let's go. Are they coming? Oh, okay. Sorry, Tim. Let's have a look. See, oh, we've got Emily Miller. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello. Hi.
Did you have a good day?
We had fun. We're home and we're hungry.
Oh my gosh. Do you know, I can see that Emily's here with you, and the greatest thing about being a Rebel is when you've come in after a rough day, Emily Miller is always the one to greet you.
Oh yeah. No, we are so happy to see Emily, and we're good now. We're good. Sorry, you just caught me
had a
in such a
great
bad
day,
moment.
and they were loving the road book.
Yes.
And you have a great car.
Thank you.
And
we got lost, and it was scary, but we found our way, and that's why I'm crying, because I'm so happy that we're home.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that with us. I really appreciate it. Now go in and get you. I saw spare ribs being cooked from like 10 o'clock this morning.
We were guessing when it was going to be ribs and barbecue or something. We were super excited. So awesome.
Okay, we'll see you inside. Great to see you. That's Team 127. So stoked that they've made it back to the Rebel. And again, Emily Miller, always at the start line and always at the finish line to greet her Rebels. Now, I'm going to toss back to Matthew and Emmy, but I just want to say something. I went shopping today with my friend Will, and I found this book. And it was written by a man called Dr. Alan Francis and Cindy Cashman. Oh, hold the mic. Can you see that? Emily said I could show it, but I think it's really kind of funny. And the funny things you find in the middle of the freaking desert. Okay, back to my buddies, Matthew and Emmy.
Of course, Katie finds the joke book about men and women and all that
yeah,
crazy
right.
stuff.
And it comes after such a sweet moment chatting with Nicole there.
I know. Well, you know, I do want to say, you know, a lot of times, you know, people will you'll get a little bit of flack like, oh, it's just a women's rally and, you know, they're just going to get out there and they're going to cry. And I'm going to say, you know what? First of all, I've seen men cry at races, and I'm proud to admit I have cried on the Rebel Rally. I have. Once when I didn't close the door on the Rolls-Royce Cullinan all the way, and it went into limp mode, and I thought that I had broken the car and lost the entire rally. And yes, I cried. And then I got my poop in a group, and I went out, and we did not lose the rally. In fact, we ended up winning. So you know what? There ain't no shame in letting some of your emotions fly. I just want to make that clear.
It's a cleansing process, I'm told.
It's
a healthy
come on.
thing that we
Don't
do.
worry. We'll get you to cry at one point.
Oh, don't worry. It's not that hard. You show me a sappy movie. I'm a mess. Awesome.
Yeah, so I think that Katie went out while we were out messing around this afternoon. Katie went out to Jawbone. I think she.
So she wasn't only shopping.
No, she wasn't only shopping. She was
that
actually had an interview with an interesting desert resident. So let's see what happened.
Oh, well, I've got my fingers crossed for this one.
So this morning, Will and I asked Emily, where is a must-see place in this area? And she said we had to come up to Jawbone Canyon. And I'm lucky enough to be here with Shelley, who works with Friends of Jawbone. Tell us a little bit about what you do out here.
We are a non-profit organization where we maintain the trails.
So how big an area do you take care of?
We manage 5,000 miles of legal trails.
Say again, 5,000?
Yes, 5,000, yes.
That is a lot.
Yes.
That is a lot. Yes. Well, thank you for everything you do.
You're
That's
welcome.
awesome.
We love it out here.
Do you ride?
I do ride, yes, dirt bikes and side-by-sides. I have my whole family rides, grandkids all the way To this.
I could see
yeah,
Will.
Our whole family rides, yes.
I could see Will on the way up here, just super jealous that he didn't have his bike with him. So when we got to the top of the canyon, we saw a bunch of green rock. What is that exactly?
That is copper. It's called Blue Point, but it is copper. It's a mineral that they were mining back in the day. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. And the work that you guys do is obviously incredible, especially after COVID with the amount of people that you get out here. So thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
If people want to follow you and know what it is you're up to, how can they do that?
friendsofjawbone.org.
There it is, friendsofjawbone.org. And now we're going to go say hi to the oldest man I have ever met in my life. In fact, he's 124 years old. I'm in complete awe of this. So Mr. Bob was born in 1898, before the Wright brothers' first flight, before World War I, before the Bureau of Land Management was even established, before Disneyland opens, before the Berlin Wall comes down. In 2012, he was adopted by the Friends of Jawbone and was given his permanent home in the habitat especially made for him in front of Jawbone Station. It's so cool to see such a symbol of resilience in such a harsh environment, and a reminder to all of us to look out for the tortoises when we're driving.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm still just kind of getting over the fact that turtle's been around since the Wright brothers flew. That's crazy. We'll have some good news for you. I'm back again with Morena and Megan from the Mapbox Minute. Although tonight it's going to be the Mapbox 2 minutes because we couldn't find them last night because they were out in the field for so long. But before we do that, for anyone who hasn't heard of Mapbox before, how would someone in non-automotive industry have experienced things that Mapbox does?
We kind of like to say that you're all using Mapbox without knowing it, because there's a lot of apps out there like Instacart, like the Weather Channel, even Adobe. And so all across different industries, folks are using Mapbox in your Rivian, in your Toyota. So you look down in the little corner for that little Mapbox logo to see if it's Mapbox.
So one of these really fun companies behind the scenes that we've pulled out from behind the scenes, and we're talking about them big time here at the Rebel, and they allow us to do what we do and have access to like great maps off-road. And you've seen, in addition to the show, of the nice flyover that we have to be able to talk about the terrain each day. Morena and Megan have been experiencing different pieces of being in the Rebel for the last couple days. What were you guys up to? Let's start with yesterday.
Okay, I was like, go for yesterday.
Yeah.
Thinking what I did yesterday so
you
long
met
ago.
a park ranger.
Yeah, I met a park ranger actually, and it was a really great experience to get the behind the scenes of what it takes to actually permit all the zones that the Rebel has to set up for the rally. And he was looking to make sure that we had our permits on them, and we didn't, so we needed to run to a different green checkpoint. But for most of the day, my app actually didn't download my maps, so I was paper and compass mapping, and we got to all of our points, and it was really exciting. So
that had to be like a little bit of a mental all right, what's going on? My app doesn't download the maps. Maps are what I do. All right, back to the compass. Here I go.
Back to square one, for sure. It was
and Morena,
empowering.
I saw you with some binoculars.
Yes, I was car spotting yesterday with the media team, so I was in my camo gear, hiding, watching for the cars and calling it out so the drone pilots could know it was coming.
That was a lot of fun to see you there, and I liked your camo gear, although you were in the back of a pickup truck. You're pretty easy to see.
I know. They couldn't see my legs.
Okay, so today, what did you guys experience with the Rebel?
Yeah, today we were mostly inside, kind of heads down preparing our own social media accounts, but then we both got to go out on course on this beautiful OHV area and really understand how difficult of a day that the competitors had today. There were a lot of choices. Each way you went, maybe 2 to 5 degrees between each of them, so we're hoping they got their compasses out and we're really getting their heading.
Okay, yeah, very cool.
I got to use the Max Tracks today, so I was pretty excited about that.
rock on. Did a little bit of exercise then at the same time, right?
Yep.
Okay, so since you're from Mapbox, a couple of quick quizzes, okay?
Okay.
Tallest mountain in Japan?
Mount Fuji.
Okay, that's probably too easy. Let's see. The nickname of Belgium?
Beerjum.
Lowlands?
It's even funnier. The cockpit of Europe.
Okay.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Okay, only state without a poisonous snake.
I I mean,
Hawaii has a little blind snake. I don't think it's poisonous.
Alaska?
And she's a winner. Okay, we got to go back to Katie. That's it for your 2 minutes of Mapbox tonight. Tomorrow night, it'll be 1 minute. Hey, Katie.
Hello again. I'm here with Mercedes and Emily, team 111. And that very bright light is attracting all the bugs, which meant that Mercedes remembered during the Enduro today, she had a wasp, a hornet,
It was a wasp, yes. It was buzzing.
in her top. So how did that go for you?
It was surprising. I stopped as quickly as I could because, I don't want to get stung in certain or any parts.
Not at all?
Not at all. But no, I was able to kind of get it off and trample it. Sorry. But made it work.
And your day in general, overall, good, bad, medium?
It was medium. Really good at the beginning. We loved the OHV. We had so much fun on the trails. And then the Enduro got a little away from us, which happens.
Well, it does when there's bees and wasps in the car.
That happens, yeah. So, but we had a great time. She's a great driver. We navigated and there was no yelling in the car, so we think it was a success, I guess.
And how did your third teammate do?
Oh, great. We've got a 2023 Jeep Rubicon Wrangler 4x. Yeah, we've been talking all day long, and I'm like, what are the words? But it's a plug-in hybrid, and it did great. I mean, we tossed it in a low range a couple of times, 4 low, used a lot of 4 high, and it's super capable. Didn't have to use any lockers. It's front and rear locked, but it's an excellent machine to be able to take us where we need to go, even if we're not going in the right direction. So,
That's good to know. You got to trust her, right?
Right. I think we worked really well together as a team. Like she said, no yelling. I mean, it was fantastic. It was like the best opportunity if you get lost. We, timed out of our last green checkpoint here at base camp, which is unfortunate. But you know what? Even the seasoned ralliers get lost and stuff happens. But it worked well. I couldn't have asked for a better teammate, really. Seriously, yeah.
Well, between you two and it's a hybrid, right?
Yeah, plug-in electric.
Plug-in electric. Okay, perfect. Well, you're a great team, and I'm sure you are absolutely starving. I stopped you in the middle of the road. There's no vehicles here. So go inside, and I'll see you in there, and I look forward to seeing you out on the course tomorrow.
We're excited.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Okay, back to Emmy and Matthew.
Thank you, Katie. Thanks a lot. Oh, so more from Base Camp 2, end of Stage 4, right after this.
Remember the Donovan's barbecue?
That grill was a monster.
I think they made enough for the whole town.
Next time, let's invite the Donovans too.
I really created the Rebelle to have a proving ground for people, products, and vehicles. It doesn't matter how your vehicle's powered, whether you have a traditional petrol vehicle or you have an electrified vehicle.
This year we have the standard 135 kilowatt hour battery pack. That has an EPA rating of 314 miles, but that's in ideal conditions.
We are real world testing these vehicles in the way that people want to use them. They want to go out and adventure. They want to go camping in the car that they often are doing the daily commute in.
So we are a little bit lower than some of the other vehicles. Some of the 4x4s, of course, have lift kits and things like that on them. So I think for us, in addition to range, vehicle clearance is very important.
Last year we had 2 electrified vehicles, one EV in the 4x4 and one PHEV in the X-Cross class. And this year we have 7. It's an exciting program for us, and we're learning a lot. And the companies that are involved are learning a lot.
I love how with the Rebelle they've also taken the renewable innovations who gives us the power to change how the base camps work as well and make those greener.
It was also important to us that we worked on having a program that powers these cars with renewable power. We can't have those cars not able to be powered in the desert. So that's what's been really exciting about working with the Renewable Innovations. They had large-scale solutions and experience and problem-solving skills, and we needed that.
This year we brought back the same vehicle because last year was in our minds like a science experiment, a little bit of a beta test. So we decided we wanted to come back and give it a go and go for a win in an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome.
Welcome back, everyone, here to the Rebel Rally Live show brought to you by Toyota. That is a live drone shot of our mechanics bay and fuel truck, and it looks like we don't have any mechanic issues today, which is like, I bet they're really excited because last night they were up till 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about how well it went, though, for Anna and her FJ.
Yes, yeah. So
right?
FJ Anna, they had a problem with their fuel pump. They were able to source a fuel pump from an all-night AutoZone in Las Vegas. A friend of Michael Schaefer, who is like Nick Guyver's, like right-hand man, brought it halfway out. Michael met him halfway somewhere on the 15. He got it back here at 3 o'clock, and it was installed by 4:30. And
4
Anna was
hours
off
of
the
driving
line
in the middle of the night
in the middle
from
of the night.
here.
And Anna was off the line on time and looking good, and she finished the entire stage today without any
And she's
problems.
been chasing the problem with that vehicle for like a year.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I think we just kind of let the cat out of the bag. I did a piece last night when they were still in the thick of it before they made the plan to go to Vegas. But we'll have a look at how busy Nick and the team were last night.
All right, a quick pass by Nick's Garage tonight definitely is showing us a busy time. I'll just run through the vehicles. Nick's too busy to track him down, and I don't want to keep him up any later than he's going to be up already. So starting here with FJ Anna's number 148 FJ Cruiser, has an intermittent cutout with the engine. It seems to get worse maybe when the engine's hot. Seems to be happening at a specific RPM. She doesn't really know what it is, so we've got our best brains trying to kind of figure this issue out. They had to skip a lot of checkpoints today to just get to the greens and just salvage whatever points they could, with their fingers crossed that our clever folks here could get it sorted tonight. Moving right along here, Lily and Alex in the Rivian, their biggest problem really has just been this flat. They're trying to get sorted back out. It's a big enough hole that it's got a whole bunch of plugs in it. They've plugged it a few different times, and they're trying to come up with a solution so that they have a functioning flat. Functioning spare, not flat. An unflat spare, right? Okay, our pals in the Honda X-Cross number 208. A little bit of a contact with a big rock in the rear end. That's put a little bit of damage on a suspension link. They just want to get that checked out, make sure everything's okay. Hopefully it's a short night for them being up here. Moving right along, one of the fan favorites is 69 Bronco. We heard a little bit about a transmission mount failure. It turns out a bolt sheared or something. They had to take one of the drive shafts off, lose a little oil on the ground, blah, blah, blah. They've got it all back together, and those girls, Rochelle and Melissa, are back having some dinner and getting ready for the meeting and going to bed. Lastly, the Classic Defender over here, I think they're number 155, had lower rear suspension mounts were smashed and getting really rattly. So each damper has a bit of an isolation rubber joint, let's say, on each end of it. And they were hearing a bunch of rattling. So for good measure, they just replaced those in an hour or so. And they should be done for the night and back in the action tomorrow. So overall, I'd say it's quite good news, really, compared to the distance the teams covered and being the marathon leg and having no service last night. So check in with us again, and we'll see what's happening at Nick's Garage.
Now, people think that we can just like drop our vehicles at the mechanics and then like go have dinner and go to bed. Oh, no. One person of the team, and it's usually the driver, has to stay.
All the time
while they're working on that vehicle. And teams only have 2 hours. After that, they get a mechanical penalty. So a lot of times it's, with FJ Anna and her Navigator, yes, it took 4 hours to get the part. They don't count that time in their penalties. It's, can we diagnose and fix this problem in 2 hours? Sometimes it might take a few hours through no fault of their own, but that's really the mechanic's call. So teams have to stay with their vehicles while it's in the mechanic shop. Teams are also, of course, allowed to work on their vehicles and use some of those Milwaukee tools that we've partnered with. So, it's great to go up there and see teams working on their own vehicles. Maybe if you kind of understand what it is, but you need a little bit of help, then you've got a professional mechanic there to kind of help guide you through it. Or if it's something that's beyond your skill level, then the mechanics can take it over.
And you just have your dinner up there.
Yeah.
Lots of people eat dinner up there
100%,
at the mechanics area.
Many, many people. And Drew Deckman right there, you guys, today we are getting barbecued ribs and cheesy grits.
Cheesy grits.
Yes,
wow.
I am so excited. So let's wrap up this show, Nick, because I'm starving.
All right.
Let's look at some of the results from today on day 4. Looks like, all right, so like we said before, we have Shelby Hall and Penny Dale have scratched their way up to a 3rd place, which is awesome. And we're still going back and forth between Team 129 and Team 188.
Yeah, I would like to just acknowledge that 30-point gap from 1st to 2nd place.
That's a lot.
I know, it's a lot. It's been the same for a couple days.
Has it really?
The performance day to day they've been on par or close to par with each other. So it just shows you, you have a bad day, it might put you at a deficit you'd never make up.
Yeah.
Or a lot of strong days afterwards, and you might be in the chance to be able to capitalize.
Right.
If Nina and Terrell-Lynn have a, mechanical, whatever they have, right?
Yeah.
That's one green.
Right.
Away from back in the game for Laura and Maria.
100%. And then look at that. We've got Lily and Alex in the Rivian R1T, a rookie team in 4th place. Hello. Wow. That is amazing. So excited about that.
Yes, it is. Good for them.
I know. That's going to be great. Let's see what's going on in the X-Cross class. Okay. Yep. No surprise.
We chatted with Chris and Melissa briefly earlier. Katie did.
Yep. I can't believe that she got a wide miss. That is very, very rare for Chris Benzie.
It is, but I think she did it on purpose. She said there were many more roads over there than were visible on the map. So she took the wide miss penalty. It's kind of like give 10 points away so that you know that you can get 30 more.
Right.
It was a ratio, right?
Yeah. So, and then we've still got Sedona and Lynn in 2nd place with 84% of the points. I know that they didn't have that great of a day today. So we'll see. As always, these standings are unofficial until they are official. So these are unofficial. And then coming in 3rd place is Mountain Subi.
You got to acknowledge Carissa and Trista are doing really well with the crazy start of the rally they had with the failed radiator and all that 100%. Jazz. They're getting focused and catching up there. And you can never count out Tana and Verena.
No, not at all.
So they're going to be charging hard to be up in that top 3 or even better.
Not at all. Well, of course, we've got more live shows coming to you throughout the week. We're here at day 4. I can't believe that the day is almost over. I almost get to go to bed.
Adam, this is a really cool shot.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah, it is. Look at that. Man, our drone pilots are amazing. I just love our guys.
Yeah, so some folks having dinner there.
All right, well, let's look at our schedule. So tomorrow, as always, we're going to be up bright and early, 6:45 a.m. Of course, competitors get up way earlier than that, but we'll be talking to you at 6:45 a.m. And looks like tomorrow is start line and finish line.
That's what's planned. If we find something to chat about, we can, force some content in there if we need to.
Yeah, I'm always happy to force content.
Yeah, and it's a big day. Remember, we're tearing down, we're leaving, we're moving. Tomorrow's a big move day. So your time off the line matters and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's been really cool. It's absolutely beautiful here at Dove
lovely
Springs.
Sunset. No wind tonight, which is awesome. Hopefully that doesn't pick up like it did last night. Y'all, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow morning. And that is it now from Rebel Rally Live, brought to you by Toyota.